it's okay. You guys were on your way to Ten Towns as you finished with the Sunblight area, and the dragon ended up breaking loose and making its way out. The blue dot is where you guys are at, and it took you about 7 hours to get there. The yellow dot is where Quiv is at, because Quiv wanted to fly ahead to check out Goodmead. He got there about an hour ago. So he's been here for, well, he gets here about the same time you guys reach this point. Um, and you guys are about 1 hour from Goodmead if you were to cross right over on this ice water.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
so I think you guys are going straight to Goodmead, right? You're not going to Dugan's Hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going
No,
Um,
straight to good mid.
I think
all right.
Dugan's Hole's a loss.
All right. Well, Quiv, that means we're gonna get to start with you, bud. And
Ooh.
so you reach Goodmead as the party's there. The party is about 1 hour out. So for 1 hour, you have time to look around Goodmead on your own.
Okay.
So
Cool.
when you get here, let me get my. Oh man, you guys haven't come here at all. I don't have anything on the right layer. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Alright, put that to the front. And then put that on the map layer. Now y'all can see all the details. Okay.
Is there a smoking ruins layer?
Smoky Ruins layer.
Yeah, for when the dragon hit.
Oh yeah, I was actually about to
Smoking Ruin Slayer.
let
We
me
just start seeing flames pop up.
Game Master layer, the player layer, and here I'll just put you guys on the Smoking Ruins layer so you can see what's left.
No. Ooh.
Not the meat hall.
No.
Got pretty
I'll
good
keep going.
attack grouping right there.
alright.
Oh, they got the meat hall. All is lost.
Alright, so Quiv, as you're flying over the ice, coming up from the Redwater side, you see multiple places are on fire. There are other places that have just been completely destroyed, if not partially destroyed. And you are looking at only like there's only like a few buildings that are still standing in good condition at this point.
Hmm. I think Quiv's first instinct would be to head to the meat hall, trying
The
to
meat hall.
grasp, you know,
Uh,
yeah, the meat hall.
okay. And are you looking for anything specific or
Yeah, a relative, like father.
fair enough? All right. Let me open this. Sorry, like I said, a lot of things are closed. I missed opening this back up. I think this. All right. Um, so as you begin to descend, you can see a few bodies laying in the streets. Um, there are some people you see running into these woods over on the side here. Um, but there are some people that look to be trying to help others. When you get down to the mead hall, it's gonna have a lot of damage inside. There's a fire in the back. You see the shingles and wood falling, and you see one person trying to pull someone out from a beam that's lit on fire. You see a few bodies on the ground, but the only active person is the one trying to pull someone out from underneath the beam.
I would head there and try to help them remove, like, to pull the beam up.
Go ahead and do the athletics. You're gonna put the beam up. The beam is on fire.
I mean, like, grab the person and get them
Okay,
out of
you're gonna
there.
help drag the person out. Okay, then yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
athletics.
Athletics? Okay, that's it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, please, 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 please. Okay.
With a 12 and the other person's help, you are able to pull the person out. Their legs are heavily burned, and the guy's just gonna turn and say, "Thank you. I'll take it from here. You go handle someone else." And he'll just grab
Mm-hmm.
that person from underneath the armpits and start dragging them out of the meat hall and dragging down the street like they're going toward the forest.
Okay. And I Quiv searches for anyone else in the meat hall, just in case they haven't like
There's no other alive people in the meat hall.
mm. Then he just go extinct the go try to survey the fire that's opposing to the meat hall, see if anybody's there. So this one.
There is no one in there. It's just a building burning down.
Dang. Hmm.
These
I
uh
mean,
these black marks I'm putting are like missing roof chunks.
then
The scribble knots had gotten loose.
mm, I think he just walks up this way to kind of just like survey the area, look for any people who are in trouble.
Most people are running toward the forest. There doesn't seem to be
Hmm.
anyone just like in the streets. Um, if you were to count, you can count in the streets plus in the hall. So far, you've seen roughly 15, 20 people that have fallen.
Jeez. Then if they're all running to the forest, I'd probably just fly up and follow them, see where they're going, heading.
Okay. Um, I'm going to whisper one thing to you because I know you're new. This is like your first open opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, hold on. How do I whisper back?
You could just say yes or
Just
no if that's
if you want to
simple.
whisper back, just go
But
/W
mhm.
space Dean.
Yeah,
Um,
that is how
yeah.
you whisper though. Yes, slash W will do it.
Oh,
Um, I didn't know that detail. I thought you had a house. I
yeah, okay,
thought.
whatever. I mean, my bad for not like explicitly
um,
saying that.
so let me throw this detail out because maybe this will help
Mm.
kind of encapsulate a little bit. Good mead. Oh wait, there it is. I went to the wrong one. Good mead has. Good mead is known for having a population of only 100 people. There is
Mm.
no direct leader. They just have like a speaker, which is Kendrick, and not much of a militia here. You can probably muster like 20 soldiers, which are like really just like tribal warriors and maybe a couple veterans. Um, and your sacrifice was typically warmth. So this wasn't exactly like a big town.
Mm. Okay, that's cool. Hmm. Okay, well, since I didn't specify it, I guess I'll just check out my house.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't know you lived in the meat hall.
yeah.
That was not in your list.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah. So where are you going now? Sorry.
My house or my
Okay.
home.
Let me grab
Mm.
you, Quiv. Where you at? So Quiv, you're gonna run in, and this place will be. We're gonna do scribbles again to make this happen. Um, Mostly destroyed on this side over here, and a bit of destruction on this side. But When you run in, you see your father leaned over what remains of your mother.
Okay. Okay, okay. So I guess I'm gonna start approaching here. Father, mother, are you safe? And then Quiv looks at the remains of his mother and just like falls in shock.
You'll see part of her body is like burned, and there is a chunk of wood that has completely pierced through her chest. And you look over your father, tears in his eyes, will look over. There's nothing they could have done.
What
She just
happened?
the town, it was attacked, and when the roof fell in, she was underneath it. I pulled her out, but there was nothing I could do. It already it was already in there.
No. Why? Why did why did this happen to her?
What
If only I could have been here. No, I was too selfish. I left to go adventure.
adventure?
Um,
You're supposed to find that marauder. What do you mean
I'm a
you went on
terrible
that adventure?
son.
This
I
isn't the
can't
time for this.
I can't say anything right now.
I'm gonna take your mother into the woods with the rest of the people of Goodmead. You should come with me. And he'll stand up and begin to pick her up to put her over his shoulder.
Mm. And then Quiv just like is trying to get himself out the shock, just slaps himself on the face just to get up and then walks behind Titus.
We'll head into the
Er,
woods. It should be safe there.
mhm.
The dragon, it went toward East Haven.
East Haven, I saw. I think the last place we need to go to is Bryn Shanley. Seems like the safest option.
I already have y'all copied actually, so cool. All right. About the time that you are walking back out, where is Goodmead? I would say this is about the time that the party will finally be running in from right around here, right around the bottom left. So the rest of the party will enter the town from over here, and we'll say this is your house, because why not? So,
Mhm.
everyone, as you reach the town, you will see Quiv walking out with another Aarakocra that has another one over his shoulder.
Viv, are you alright? What's happened?
We need to go evacuate. No time for talk now.
Evacuate. This good meat is lost. We're never going to catch this dragon. We're going to have to try to head it off somewhere. What does it say on the plan? Where is it? I don't think we'll be able to stop it before it gets around to the other side. We're gonna have to head it off. Maybe we could get close to Lonelywood or
I think our best bet
Tourmaline.
is Bryn Shander.
Bryn
The
Shander.
speed At the speed this thing is going, I don't see us getting anywhere where
Half
we could rest and mount a defense anywhere else.
half the 10 towns gone before we even face this thing. But yeah, you're right. I guess we have to make our way to Bryn Shander quickly. I don't
As,
know what's going on. Quiv,
as fast as we can.
you
Where is
look
the
pretty
speaker though?
devastated, but
Where is
we
the
don't
speaker? We
we
need to
don't
get the
have any more
speaker.
Titus
time for
is
talking. I
Titus is
don't
Follow
gonna
me.
think, Lara.
Titus is gonna turn to Quiv. Who are these people you're talking to? We need to get to the forest, son.
My companions. Listen to my father.
Companion.
I agree we need to get to the forest, but we need to get word out to warn the rest of 10 towns.
That's
As
what
the
we will
speaker
do.
sent word to the rest of 10 towns.
Father,
We
where is
know
the
the dragon's
speaker?
route.
Hopefully the speaker has made it to the woods and we can have them. I'm sure they know to send out a warning, but if not, then we'll be sure to tell them. But we must head
Yeah.
to the woods. We must gather with everyone else.
Agreed.
Let's all evacuate quickly.
And he'll lead you guys. It's a bit steep as you guys start going up these cliffs to get to the forest, but eventually you guys will get into the forest area. Put y'all back here.
Cool.
And since y'all are no longer separated, we don't need this. You guys are now about here. So
Yeah, we'll just be trying
Yeah.
to book her for Bryn Shander, but like,
Mm.
geez, if it's headed, so if it's on its way to East Haven now, like here, right, and we're just going for Bryn Shander, I mean, why don't we try to head at least north and see if we can catch it at Tourmaline before it's destroyed Lonely Wood, Bremen, and Targos?
I mean, I
How
was
many
thinking
spell
of
slots
that,
you got left?
but I
What?
think Tourmaline is. I think that's too risky, because if it's already at East Haven, like imagine how much time it would take for us to go from Goodmead to Tourmaline. Like the dragon would have
Well,
probably already been there.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
I mean, like,
okay, so the time that it took us to get from
we were pretty
Sunblight
beaten up.
across
Yeah.
country to Goodmead is the time that it took it to get from here to here to not quite to East Haven yet. So
Mm.
I feel like we would have time if we tried to push for Tourmaline. At the very least, we would have time if Tourmaline's already lost before we can get there. We should have time to backtrack to Bryn Shander. It's only a couple hours difference for us, and could mean the
How
difference
beaten up
between
is
like
everybody, though?
Alright.
I mean,
four
how?
fucking villages being destroyed.
So
I don't think that matters to Ralk anymore. Let's go.
do you
We
want
have to head
the
this thing off quickly.
Gender.
do you want to do a uh dang, what's the name of it? Healing? No. Medicine check. You want to do a medicine check?
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
23. Wow. You look around. You can see Rolk is actually pretty bloodied. He's uh, also looks to be pretty tired. Melano, pretty much the same thing. Quiv, also same thing. Thorian looks a little injured, but okay overall. And you know that your state is that you're alright, but you could use a bit of a rest. Um, as you guys.
Our best,
Sorry, go ahead. You do your part.
our best tactic, as much as I don't like it, is to get word out via the speaker to the rest of 10 towns to evacuate and do a stand at Brinchander. We're beat up. I mean, look at yourself, Ralk. Can you fight a dragon in this state? Can any of us? We've got to rest. We've got to get defenses and get the villagers ready. I don't see us doing that at Tourmaline or Targos.
You're convincing.
A little ways into the forest, you guys come across what looks to be the majority of Goodmead. Many people injured, and those are being tended to by some of the other ones that have survived. There is a small collection of people to the side that seem to have perished from the attack. Um, and Titus is going to turn to Quiv. I don't know why you're so caught up with the dragon. It seems you and your party have some sort of direct connection to it, but help me bury your mother, and then we will talk.
Yes, Father.
Quiv,
Absolutely.
your mother?
Yes, attacked by the dragon. That's
I'm so
kind of
sorry, Kev.
creature.
All right, Bryn Shander it is. We will need to rest, but I have to help them do this. And yeah, Ralk will come help you, Quiv.
As you guys are finally
Don't
stopped
even ask. He's not gonna ask.
as you guys are finally stopped walking, the adrenaline of trying to figure out what to do, where to go, and see what the state of things are starts to simmer down. All of you feel exhaustion. Everyone's taking 1 point of exhaustion. You did not sleep last night. You trudged through it. So,
Yep,
What does
that's
exhaustion
fair.
do?
so
Like
as
Screws you over.
so conditions. So 1 point of exhaustion. I believe that is not a huge deal. Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks. Um,
Mm.
So you get rid of 1 point of
Oh,
exhaustion every time you take a long rest. Um, but yeah,
Seeing that Ralk is helping Kiv, Laura will try to find the speaker and see, if he's gotten word out to the rest of 10 Downs to alert them.
sure. Roll perception to find the speaker, and that is with disadvantage because of your exhaustion.
You would just ask somebody, honestly, but
Yeah, I
no,
guess
I don't
that.
find anything.
You know what? You don't. Yeah, that one. Um, you realize you don't even know what the speaker would look like, as you've never
Yeah,
been to
I would
this
ask
town.
somebody.
So yeah, you can start asking people. Um, and yeah, you come across someone who's able to point out where the speaker is, and they'll point at someone who's actively wrapping some bandages around someone's arm.
Speaker, my name is Laura Mistwinter. I'm an adventurer. I know where this dragon is going. I have a map of its route. Have you gotten word to the rest of 10 Towns
You
that this
have
attack has happened?
you have a map of where the dragon is going. How could you know where a creature is gonna be?
Long story, but we found and defeated the creature that released this dragon. We're trying to stop it, but we need to warn the rest of 10 Towns on this route, and she'll show him the scroll. We got here as
This
quick as we could.
this looks designed. Was Is this not a normal dragon?
It's a construct.
Is this the terror from Sunblight?
Yes. We tried to stop it and couldn't make it in time.
And what of Sunblight? Is he in
He's dead.
control? Ah, so this
He's
dragon
dead.
now acts on its own, or perhaps, if it has a map, perhaps pre-guided decisions.
Yeah, we believe it was pre-guided. I believe it was set to take this route. But please, we have to get word out to at least evacuate into the forest.
Unfortunately, we use a sending stone to connect with those in Bryn Shander, so that word can go around town. I tried to collect the stone during the attack, but it was lost. Your best bet is to head to one of the main towns and let them know directly so they can let the others know they have a much wider connection.
Very well. That's what we'll do.
Are you heading there now, or do you intend to help us with our wounded?
We'll do as much as we can, but I've got to talk to the rest of my party.
That is understandable.
And Laura would return to the party and share what happened. He lost the sending stone. He suggests we make for Bryn Shander so we can get warning out. Or a major town is what he said, but Bryn Shander's the closest one.
But are we done with the burial, or is that still going on?
I would say that you guys dug the hole, and your father had placed your mother down and was kind of just quietly mumbling or talking to her, rather. But yeah, you guys would have dug the hole, and you guys can now place her in it.
I think we'd go talk to Rolk and ask him, "Hey, Rolk, is it is it fine if you can give a little prayer?"
um, yes, of course I can.
Thank you.
I don't have the ceremony spell prepared, but
You could just say
I think
a few good
Rolk
words.
would probably, yeah, he would know. He would know like a prayer to Tempest. He would.
Yeah. After the prayer, father will just start pushing dirt down. Tears begin falling as he's doing so.
I think Quiv would just be visibly shaken. He just would just be mortified, I guess. No tears, nothing, just looking straight down while he's digging. Just thinking to himself, how could he have done this? How could he leave his responsibilities? and just, stand still,
After
frozen.
after a silent moment, the father is going to turn. Explain why you are adventuring. I sent you out to find that marauder. I gave you his name. I told you what he looked like. I told you
I'm
where he'd
sorry.
be.
I'm sorry. I was selfish. I understand
Now
that I've
you're
done something very wrong.
now you're with some group that we've never met, has no connection to our lives, and you've abandoned all responsibilities.
That may be true, but we're trying to do something good here. We're trying to save Icewind Dale. There might be a possibility for us to stop the dragon. I mean, we know the flight path. Maybe we can figure something out of Brinchander. Imagine the amount of dead people and bodies just piling over each other. If we have the possibility of stopping this.
He'll be looking down, visibly angry as he's shaking a little bit. I don't know how you got caught up in this dragon situation, but if you believe you and your friends here can handle it, I have to believe that you have reason to believe this. So that's fine, handle that. But you are still responsible for that marauder. He was a
I
masked
understand.
man. He went and killed multiple chickens and stole a full basket of the knucklehead trout that we've caught. You know the people of Good Meat don't have much to offer, and I'd hate to imagine the damage and the amount that he has stolen from others since he's been out. Crime does have a tendency to escalate. This is something I've taught you a long time ago. It won't be long before he ends up killing people, much like this dragon has.
I know, but right now, this is the bigger responsibility, and I can't let more people die. So I'm gonna deal with this dragon and hopefully deal with the marauder after.
Okay, well, I don't expect you to check in with me, so I'll tell you again what he looks like. When you're done with the dragon, you'll know who to look for. He'll be wearing a red and black set of winter clothes. He likes to have a black scarf that wraps around the bottom half of his face and makes only his eyes visible. He's known to use a dagger, but has also been seen wearing a long sword and a shield on his back. He
Interesting.
does enjoy his time in East Haven, which is much where you'll find him. He likes to take advantage of that pickpocketing law. It is also part of why we were targeted. Perhaps he had a bad week in East Haven and chose to steal from the good people here at Good Mead. I've already lost your mother, and I'm not going to lose my head and lose my son as well. So just get your act together. You want to call yourself a hero? You want people to believe you're a folk hero of kind? Then start acting like one.
I understand. I'll go see what I can do.
He's gonna grab a couple sticks and use that to kind of mark the gravesite of your mom before falling to his knees and just staying there, kind of silent.
I think I'm just gonna also just stand behind. Quiv just stands behind the same stance. He's been looking at the grave the whole time. Like no eye contact when talking to his father. So he's just gonna stay there for a while and observe.
You're gonna witness
Well,
the
Quiv,
yeah. Go ahead.
I imagine they're going to stay here. So I was just gonna like Rock will probably go over like, all right, Quiv, I understand if you have to stay here, help, but I think we've got to move on to Bryn Shannon to get prepared.
I agree. And during all this, Laura would have been helping his medicine as much as she can, the villagers.
Right. Maybe it is time to go. I can always come back here later. And he just raises his head and just gets ready to head to Brinchander.
Laura will give him a nod of appreciation and respect.
Are you guys just gonna cross through the forest to Bryn Shander, or?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, like walking
Yeah.
around the road is gonna take longer, probably. So we would
Yeah,
just
whichever is the quicker route for us.
whichever way is quicker. Quick, like
I mean, do we get a travel bonus for being on the road? Like in terms of speed?
No. You guys don't have
then
like a
we will
cart.
cross
Yeah,
country it.
yeah, you don't have a cart or anything, so. Yeah.
No.
Mm.
No carts.
Thorian, do you want to add to any of this?
Right now, I'm alright.
All right.
Yeah,
Just
I would
take it.
just, yeah,
Taking in the sights
yeah,
of destruction and death.
yeah, basically, yeah,
All right.
yeah. Since I wasn't able to think of any backstory yet.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Your backstory doesn't have to apply to this. That was kind of just Quiv's thing just
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, so you guys would make your way to Bryn Shander from here, crossing through. It's actually pretty quick. I think that would only take about 2 hours ish. Yeah, about 2-ish hours. So, you guys get there, and it's now starting to get dark as you reach Bryn Shander
Laura would head straight for the speaker's house, wherever that is.
town.
Whatever the leader's house, that's where she's going.
Yeah, I mean,
And
We
inside
must go
Bryn,
there
yeah, I think
quickly.
in Bryn Shander,
I think
everything
Rock.
is as it should be. You know, everyone's it's dark, so there's only a few people on
Yeah,
the
I mean,
streets, people walking around. Business as usual around here.
Would that be the town hall wherever the speaker would be?
I believe that would make the most sense. It is nighttime though, so. But yeah, there are gates.
yeah.
So you're gonna be coming
I
from
just
the
I
east
just want
gate.
to say that I think that like as much as I would want to be a part of the conversation with the speaker, Rolk would immediately go to the closest temple and tell the priests there that he needs to rest and pray because he's going to desperately need help from his god if we're going to fight whatever this is
Don't we
destroying the
all?
10 town. Well, yeah, but I mean for Rolk that's a serious thing, so he's going to go and
Mm.
immediately like
Oh
start
no,
to
I'm
rest and pray
being
like I
serious. Like,
mean
put in
yeah.
some good words with your God for all of us, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah,
We all
definitely,
need his help.
definitely.
Well,
So
when you
he
guys
would
Not
do,
just
just
that.
immediately go.
when you guys do reach East Haven or the East Gate for sorry, not East Haven. When you reach the East Gate here at Bryn Shander, you will see some guards at the closed gates, and they'll just say, "Halt! Who is this? It's much too late to be entering the town, don't you think?"
You have an emergency. There's a
Yes.
dragon loose that is going to decimate this town and the 10 towns. We need to speak to the speaker as soon as possible.
They'll
Good
look at
need
it.
and what was it?
They'll look at
They're
each
already
other
Well,
for a
lost.
explain who we
moment.
are too. Like they might remember us from the things that we.
Yeah. We are the adventuring party that was sent to get rid of Sunblight the sorcerer, but the dragon got loose. Bryn Shander
Yeah.
and the rest of 10 towns is in grave danger.
You would have seen a smirk on their face when you first mentioned the dragon, and then when you explain who you are, their face would become serious again. Oh, you're those people.
Yeah.
Well then,
Yes.
hopefully the speaker is still at the town hall, but you're allowed in. And they'll open the gate for y'all. Once you're inside, they will once again close it up. And
Or would say thank you before taking off down the street at a run, basically.
House of the Morning Lord is right here, so Rock, you could branch off and head over there.
Yeah, that's exactly what Rock would do. He'd be like, I'll meet up with you soon. I must pray to Tempest." And he'll immediately go start his prayers and ask the priests if he can just rest there, briefly explaining the situation and tell them that they should start their prayers and hope that this town survives.
Sure. Roll. Well, it's a priest and you're a holy man. I think they'll allow it. They would allow it. So, the rest of the party, though, you reach the town hall, and it looks like someone is locking the door for the evening.
Pardon me, are you the speaker?
No, I'm the one who locks up at night. Typical carekeeper, I guess you could say.
Do you know where the speaker is? It is a matter of extreme urgency that we speak to him immediately.
Well, it's a rather rough day, so I imagine he went to the North Look to kind of have a few relaxing drinks.
North Look, thank you, good man. And she takes off running toward the North Look.
Let's go.
He'll
Hoof
just
tries to hurry.
he'll watch you
There.
guys run and just bewilderment. As you guys go by, you see the black iron blades are actually closed. The anvils are sitting cold. And yeah, you guys make your way to Northlook. Alright, Bryn Shander's speaker. That is Duvessa Shane. You've actually talked to them before, I believe.
Yeah.
That is Duvessa. Alright, and then if I recall, Bryn Shander had this tavern? I think so. I gotta stop putting
That seems right.
I just keep putting Tavern 1, 2, and 3. I gotta start putting like the name of where we're at.
Tavern Bryn Shander.
I gotta start putting that stuff
Forced.
together.
Or would go busting in and look for the speaker.
Alright. It's unusually slow nights as you guys come in. But in the back you do see the speaker is back there sitting with someone else at the table.
Or would go running up. Speaker, forgive me for interrupting your dinner and your time off, but there is a dragon on the way to Bryn Shander. You are all in extreme danger. And she would bring out the scroll, and Sunblight, the wizard, the one that we were sent to kill, or whatever he was, that we were sent to kill, he is dead, but the dragon got loosed. Here is a map that we found in his chambers that shows the route of the dragon. Please get word out to the rest of 10 towns to evacuate as soon as possible. We must mount a defense here.
Oh, that was quite a mouthful you've had there. Well, so you're the party that was sent to Sunblights, and you're saying he released a dragon? You failed to stop him?
We killed him, but
Unfortunately.
we killed him, but in the battle he released the dragon via a whistle. We couldn't stop it in time.
I see. Well, I'll be sure that is reflected, but I guess I must let the other towns know. You said this is the route that the dragon will take. Do you know where it is now?
It should be about in East Haven, or possibly a little bit beyond. We just came from Goodmead, and it had already attacked Goodmead.
Well, this is actually pretty dire news, I have to say. I wasn't expecting such bad news to come across my desk. Well, I guess dinner table in this case. Sorry, dear,
It
but
is a Monday.
I must head off. And she'll stand up. You all, you're welcome to come with me, unless you have somewhere else to be. She will begin briskly walking out.
Or would probably follow her, at least for the moment.
I'm saying brisk, but I mean
Let us
like
follow.
fast. I don't know if I'm using the
Yeah.
right word. I
I
am...
think we was gonna follow her, yeah.
Oh, Rock, that was you. Okay, that's where you went. You and Mel. I think Mel would have gone with you, Rock, by the way. So, Mel is with you at the temple.
Yeah, possibly. Just gonna pray and rest at the temple.
And just like that, explains
Some-
why they're not here. Okay. So yeah, you guys can make your way out following the speaker. And back to this map. Do I have? No, that's fine. Alright, and they will kind of pick up their pace as they make their way down here. Takes about 20 minutes to walk this whole thing back at her speed. And as you guys are walking, she'll ask, "Tell me more about your mission. What all did you accomplish, and what all do you know of this dragon?"
We know that we managed to kill Sunblight and stabilize that area, and we know this dragon is a construct. Sunblight programmed it, for reasons unknown, to attack the 10 towns. And Laura would also show her all the stuff they found. The dragon figurine, the, what you call it? Find my inventory sheet here. I can't read my own writing. Everything they found in that treasure room
But if
on
it
the way down.
if we're not worried about the treasure, you keep whatever you found there. But should we know of any other enemies inside of the fortress?
There shouldn't be anybody there that's a threat. They were more concerned with internal matters.
I
And
see.
she goes, I'm not showing you treasure. I'm trying to figure out whether this is any good at stopping a dragon construct. And that's something outside my realm of expertise.
I wouldn't know of that. We'll have to get our experts in, which I'll be making a call to get everyone in. But she'll start unlocking the door. Come in, come in. Let's get this sent out. And she'll rush into her office in the, it's like down the hall to the left. And she'll go in and she'll open a drawer and she'll grab out what looks to be like a standard rock. And uh, she's basically gonna activate it so it'll kind of make this like small, almost like a glow. It's like an aura. And she'll speak into it. This is Speaker Duvessa. It's Bryn Shander. We have terrible news. A dragon was let loose by Sunblights, and it is actively attacking the 10 towns. Word is it's at East Haven, actively attacking the town, and the map shows that it will be heading to the Care cities next. This is an advisement of all people to evacuate and find shelter. Get your armies ready to fight the dragon. More are coming. She'll put the stone down. Okay, word is out. And everyone has their preparations in place. Where do you plan to hold out? You look rather tarnished, so are you looking to venture further?
Oh, we'll make our stand here. We would like someplace to rest and to say somebody to identify these objects, see if they help us with the fight. We stand with you.
I see.
I
Well,
agree.
if you'll just give it some time, one of my wizards also is known to keep a stone to get these messages. He'll be here shortly. He is to be responding to all alerts. If you have things to identify, he could help you with that. Alright, let me do a little math. Let's see. So,
As soon as the word got out, you just see Laura kind of visibly relax a little bit, and you see the tension go from like 15 to 9. You can just hear, oh,
it
got
took
the
you
word out.
about 3 hours to get there. Well, 2.5 to get there, and then. So we'll say this took about a half hour to get the warning set up. Well, no, it was like a 20-minute walk down the thing, so it's more like a 40-minute, 50-minute. So that would be 4 hours. Alright, so you guys are at 4 hours till. That's what I need to know. Okay. Roughly 10-15 minutes later, the door will open and you'll see this long white beard elderly man come in. He's wearing robes, but they don't look like nice and shiny like you would expect wizard robes. They almost look like a nightgown type of robe with like still like the star pattern on it.
That's fair.
I was ready for an early evening, and you had to say a dragon is on the way. Well, are you lot the ones who alerted the mem?
We are, and we could use your help to figure out what these objects are, see if they help us in the fight against the dragon. And she would bring everything out, the dragon figurine, those amber potions that we don't know what they were, the silver chalice likeness of a spider with 8 obsidian eyes. What else is there? Something else.
I got the list
The
here,
amber
so
headrest and the pafali.
he'll start looking through it, and he'll look at the gold mask, and he'll just put that down. This isn't magical. He'll look at the chalice. This isn't magical. He'll look at the Pawafwi, and he'll say, well, this is something. I really need to identify it. This is like a cloak of elven kind. I'm sure you're aware of this. However, this was a little more sensitive to sunlight. This cloak's only really worth a while as long as it's never to be touched by the sun. Well, let's see here. This headdress, not magical. And your dragon figurine is also not magical. So you only have this here. Did you have anything else? I believe you have those 2 potions that you don't know of, and then you have 4
Yeah,
greater
the 2.
healings that I think you divvied out. Or I don't know if you divvied out actually. But yeah, you can hand them those potions if you want.
Yeah.
And he'll
I'd
examine
hand
it
him the
for
2
a
mystery.
moment. Well, these... I'm pretty sure I know what these are, but I will verify, and he'll cast Identify on it. I was correct. This is Potion of Watchful Rest. Simply drink this, and you won't need to sleep for the evening. I would hold on to these in case you find yourselves unable to catch a long rest for any reason.
And she would thank him and turn to the group and say we should probably divvy this up and then get some sleep in the next room maybe. And she would ask the speakers, there's someplace we could crash in here.
Typically not in the typically not in the hall, but I guess we could make an exception. There are some couches in the waiting room. It's kind of out in the main area, if that won't bother you.
And
Quiv, to go over it again, the 2 potions you didn't know, they are Watchful Rest potions. Basically, you don't need to sleep, you can just drink that. And the Pawafwi is basically a Cloak of Elven Kind, but it is useless if it touches sunlight. And a Cloak of Elven Kind, just to be clear on what that is, that one gives you, it's like hiding. So like, if your hood's up, perception checks are made with disadvantage whenever they're looking at you, and you have advantage on like stealth checks to hide. And a cloak can typically shift colors to help camouflage you. The Pawafwi does that, but it has more like a spider-like design, and it's sensitive to sunlight.
Like a okay, cool thing.
yeah, so Laura would pull, before they went to bed, Laura would definitely pull out the 3 greater healing potions and divide them among the people that are there.
Which is just 3 of you, so.
Yeah, which works out perfectly. And then she would ask, hey, who
there
wants
was 4 of them, so.
Oh, they were... Well, but I thought Kiv drank one.
Kiv, did you drink one?
Somebody
Oh,
drank
okay.
one.
Well then. Alright.
Yeah, we had 3.
Alright.
Wait, I did?
I guess so.
Somebody did, I thought. I thought we were missing one, but I'm not going to argue. If we have 4, we have 4.
Nah,
No, honestly, I don't recall. Maybe I did. I don't know.
yeah,
I tend to drink stuff
we'll say you
randomly.
did if you remember that. That's fine. I'm gonna my new note system is gonna change things. So, all right. So Lara, you gain 1 greater healing potion. Quiv, you now have 1 greater healing potion.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. My bad. Yeah, now I
No
remember.
worries. And Thorian, you now have 1 greater healing potion. I'm gonna put the 2 Watchful Rest on Lara's sheet, since Lara grabbed all the potions. Oh, you also have that
Whereas the
potion
bag of
from.
holding.
You also have that potion from Mountain Climb.
Oh, right. I would ask the wizard about that as well.
Might as well knock that out, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me open that. Mountain climb, and I believe you got it at the end area. Yeah. He'll look at it and he'll kind of chuckle. You have a lot of things for stealth, little lady. This is a potion of invisibility.
Oh, nice.
One invisibility potion. Alright, now you know all your potions. Was there anything else you guys needed to get identified or checked out, examined? Now's your time. You're the one with the bag of holding, so.
Yeah, I don't see anything else in here. We had to.
Okay. I just thought I'd
Anybody else
ask.
had anything? Oh, that hat from Sunblight, that miter hat. Sunblight
Oh yeah,
X31.
A hat from Sunblight?
Yep. He
we
told
we
me
found it
Sunblight
lying on like
X31.
Sorry, you found it where?
it was
Sunblight
some.
X31.
My bad.
It was on Sunblight?
No, you told me the code was Sunblight X31. It was the hat from the guy from the
Oh.
first chamber that we went in.
Oh, okay.
Um,
X31. Alright. There we go. Oh, he'll hold the hat up and he'll cast Identify. Looks like you got here a hat of disguise. Planning to look different.
Already looked different today.
I'm gonna put that on
Hey,
your.
Monday.
I'm gonna put that on your inventory just so it's somewhere for me. So hat of disguise. Cool.
Does anybody want the hat of disguise? Or the potion of invisibility?
That hat seems interesting.
Ah,
May I
she'll
have a
give it to
look at
Kev.
it?
Yeah.
A
And
hat
Quiv just
of
inspects it.
disguise. I don't think it requires attunement. I think it's just something you can. Nope, it does require attunement.
I think I have one more slot.
Yes you do. You have one more quiz. So if you want this, you can totally grab it.
I kind of look pretty stupid. Isn't like a miter a really tall hat?
Huh? Sorry?
The miter is like the really tall hat, right?
No, it's just a hat of disguise. What do you mean the miter?
So okay, never mind. Hold on. I mixed it up. Okay, I'll just attune that.
I'm just gonna share this. Hopefully it has a picture too. That'd be great. It does not, but there you go. While you wear the hat, you can use an action to cast Disguise Self as a spell from it at will. That means you don't need components or a spell slot, but the spell ends if the hat is removed. So it doesn't sound like there is a limit, so you can just disguise yourself. But I think it's
Yeah.
only on you, so. But
Yeah.
hat of disguise. All right, so Quiv,
One action.
you have the hat of disguise. So just so you know, disguise self, you do still have to go with like the same anatomy, um, 4 limbs. In your case, you have wings, so it would still need to be. Do the wings count? Hold on, disguise self.
I think they would, right?
I
Because it
have.
is a part
You
But
can
what if
see.
they're like really tiny wings,
You
so they
can.
won't appear?
You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller. It can appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Your wings are a form of limbs, and so yes, you can make them, I guess, a little bit smaller. Maybe try and tuck them in if you'd like, but
Hmm.
they do need to be there.
Okay.
Okay. So Rock and Melno are sleeping over at the house of the Morning Lord. Um,
Yeah, after prayer and many attempts at communion with Tempest, Rolk would eventually pass out. He knows that's not how it works, but asking his god for help is probably going to help him. And if I'm granted a long rest, then I will get a new spell.
Are you rolling, or can you roll religion? And are you doing any donations to the Morning Lord?
Yeah, of course. Ralk doesn't have much left. I have 8 silver left to my name, and I will give it all.
Oh
I'll
wow.
tell him that. I'll say this is all I have left.
You can roll your religion with advantage.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have very good religion for being a cleric. It's not my forte.
Do something
I'm a
about that.
cleric of a war god. I don't need to know much about it.
A
14
14
anyway.
with a 14. Um, I would say that they definitely look. You do feel favor shining upon you. You're gonna get 1 point of inspiration that you can use. Looks like you already have one
Woo!
point, so you now have 2 points. I'm not sure what you got that 1 point for.
Was that how that works? I don't think that's supposed to be there. If it was there.
I mean, I give inspiration points for various things.
Yeah, no, I remember getting one a long ass time ago, and I was sure that I'd used it because it wasn't on my character sheet anymore. So
All right, I'll take
the
your
one that
word
I
for
use
it.
over on D&D
So,
Beyond, I just don't know how you see it, right? You put
I
it
mean, if
like
you
on
used it,
Roll20 somehow. So
if you,
I'm pretty sure I used it. I'll take one though.
yeah, you get another. You get one. So, Thorian, are you wanting to do anything, say anything, ask anything? You've been pretty quiet. No, Thorian, you good?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, not. I've sort of just been following along. I guess um, if we're going to take a stand here, I'll do something in the morning.
Okay, so you're just gonna hang out for the
Yeah.
evening. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
with Melano and Rock having their long rest over at the House of the Morning Lord, and the other two, or I'm sorry, the rest of you having it at the town hall. Um, the group at the town hall will wake up to multiple people basically coming into work. One person is gonna kind of nudge. Where is Brandon Shander? Why am I? There it is. All right. One of them is going to kind of nudge Lara on the shoulder. Excuse me. You can't be sleeping here.
Mayor gave us permission. It's a long story. Have you heard about the dragon?
Oh, you're the ones who came when I was locking up.
Yes, sir.
Well, if the mayor allowed it, I guess it's fine, but we're opening for the day. You might want to move to a different room? Perhaps a conference room that no one's going to be using?
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Alright, so if y'all want to sleep, I need to just see where the dragon is real quick.
You kind of had to. We were gonna.
5.
Yeah.
So I agreed it was 4 hours, and then you guys went to sleep, so just take the benefit of the doubt. Someone's at my door. Hold on.
Do 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 do. Oh yeah, there you go.
My neighbor,
Jeopardy.
my neighbor got one of our packages and was returning it. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it
Nice
happens
of
all
him.
the time. We get each other's packages all the time, so UPS doesn't know which house is what. But all right. Sorry, I was doing the math. So sleeping for 8 hours after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay. So I know where the dragon is. Okay. So you guys Rolk and Mel, would you two just make your way to the main hall? I mean, that's where you know that the
Oh
rest of
yeah.
the party went. So,
Yeah. Upon waking up, I would immediately go there and see how their preparations went and explain. Like I tried to commune with my god. I I feel a new spell. And I'll tell them about my new spell. How I think that my dream meant that I was supposed to become the beacon of hope. Thought
We
it would
sure
be
could use a
appropriate.
beacon of hope.
I agree. Apparently, so does Tempest.
And Laura would explain the items that they found and say, hey, are you interested
Yeah.
in this cloak of elven kind that you can't use in the sun, or
No.
either of these potions of watchful rest?
No, I don't. I don't think I need them.
I think so. Quiv just grabs one of his flasks and starts drinking. I think, just getting ready.
wow, that's crazy. Um, so yeah, I guess Rolk, whenever you got there, the receptionist guy would have taken you over to the conference hall that the party
Mhm.
moved into. So everyone's in a conference hall at the town hall.
Once
Um,
everybody gets caught up, Laura would try to find the speaker and find out what the situation is and where the dragon is.
well, while you were actually catching them up, the speaker will be walking in. Glad you guys are finally awake. We've been doing a bit of planning and communications and such, and so far the dragon has reached both of the care cities, but according to the flight plan, the next stop is Tourmaline. We're not sure how long it'll take to get there, but those people are heading south to Targos, if not going up to Lonelywood itself. Some people aren't believing in this dragon, as they've never heard of a dragon construct. But we can only send the message. We're going to be preparing our people here in Bryn Shander, and this is where you said you want to make your stand.
Yes, we're gonna have to.
It's the last on
I
the
think.
flight
Yeah.
plan. Perhaps any help would be great. So we'll just prepare and wait for the dragon to get here. In the meantime, feel free to go to the shops and such. And I'm not going to be able to give you any discounts, as everyone needs to make their ends meet. And we're presuming that we will be able to defeat this dragon. It should have taken some damage from the militias forming in all the other towns, as they're going to make their stand as well. But rest assured that you've saved many people just by letting us know and getting the message across.
That Laura would look very, very relieved that the word got out and people were saying, she says, well, you can't make everybody believe it. They'll believe it when the thing shows up. That should we go to Black Iron Blades? I have a bent dagger I need to replace.
The
I think we
daggering.
have time.
I'm gonna need some time at the North Look. Yeah. Need to drown out my sadness.
Yeah,
Um,
bolstering of courage. I'll come with you, Quiv.
All right.
I'll join you after I stop in the Black Iron Blades. Does anybody else have any shopping they want to do?
I'm
Nope.
sort of just gonna go. I'm gonna go sort of towards like a guard, like um, in like you know, quarter, and just sort of go tell them and get them ready, know what to expect and that stuff. Being that I was a guard here.
oh man. Alright.
I
Yeah,
remember
so
that now.
tell Quiv on the way. I'll be like, you'll have to buy me a drink though, because I have nothing left.
Alright, so if he
All right.
is there when you guys wake up.
Wait, didn't we all receive like a lot of gold after beating Sunblight?
We haven't
You
gotten a
guys
reward yet.
Oh no, we
might
looted.
have. Yeah,
Yeah, we
you
got
guys
three.
looted. I did not loot. I was sure we had to go and stop the dragon before it got away.
Um,
If you remember.
Well, I've got that
so
Now it
amber
got
head.
the
away.
the treasure list
So
here shows 350 gold,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
would
it
have
for
grabbed that
that's it for
bag.
straight gold. But you guys did get, those items as well: the gold mask, the silver chalice, the Puafui, and the amber headdress.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember. I think I opened up chest for 48 gold, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
48.
I don't remember who had the 350, but it wasn't me. But
I
good.
Yeah,
think each
I got.
chest contained the amount of gold. Maybe I'm wrong. I
No,
don't know why
Pretty
my
sure.
character's.
you are wrong. Only
Hmm.
only one of the chests you opened had gold in it.
Okay, yeah, then I
I'm
think
pretty
I might have
sure
done
I
something wrong.
You might have
pretty sure I
gotten
grabbed the
gold from
one
someone else or
that had
something.
the
Yeah.
350.
Oh,
It's just I didn't count it at the time. Yeah.
and
yeah,
everyone.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you guys
above
probably.
above the table,
Okay.
above the table, you guys like Buzz. Buzz doesn't think this at all, but at the table, Rolk would not want anything to do with your gold. He kind of blames you guys stopping to loot things and check for gold and talk to stupid dwarves for too long. He thinks that it's your guys' fault that this dragon's loose and all these people are dying right now. So
Oh well.
I don't. So
Well,
he doesn't want your damn gold. I don't want anything to do with that fucking loot.
yeah. Why don't you sell the stuff
We
and
live.
we'll see if how you feel wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
Okay. Well, we can divide
I'm
the 350 by 4. I don't know how Melano feels. I would definitely offer her some.
Let's see.
I
probably
think
take the
It
gold.
was a tourmaline.
it equates better as 5 though, because can you divide
Yeah, 70
350
gold
by 4?
apiece.
Yeah.
If you guys want to put a portion aside for Rolk if he stops being pissy at some point, then sure. But
Can't we just bribe Rolf, you know? Maybe give him a bit of money to like
Okay,
us
that
again.
makes more sense. So
he's
two.
Somebody
pretty
charm him.
pretty incorruptible in that regard. He's got questionable morals, but the ones that he has, he holds to rather fucking strictly.
Wow.
I mean, I would at the blacksmith. I would try to sell the stuff that we probably could
Yeah.
wait to divide up the gold because I'm gonna try to sell the other stuff. Unless somebody wants an amber headdress or whatever it was at a post. And
Would it be more worth it to trade it at like the like item stores or something, like specialized shops, or do those things not exist?
we could try it. I mean,
I mean, I just assume that the prices would be more worth it, or we can just exchange them for items that can support like some of you guys' like for example, it could be a really good like bow or a really good war pick.
yeah,
I'm just throwing out ideas.
yeah, those are good ideas. I'm open to anything.
All right.
But I've got my glimmering moonbow, so I'm pretty set.
Before you all head out, the speaker will come up to y'all. We've just got word that Karak has officially fallen, and the dragon seems to be heading to Tourmaline as expected. Tourmaline is setting up their forces to fight, but the rest of the people have retreated into the woods. I've already heard that Lonely Wood has emptied out completely into the woods, some sailing down to Targos. We have enough time for you all to travel to another location, and for the
We
sake
should
of...
make our stand at Tourmaline if we can get there before the dragon.
I wouldn't recommend Tourmaline, but I do think you should make your way to Targos, or perhaps even Bremen.
Yes.
Make your stand
Argo
there.
sounds
Get
good.
somewhere.
We can...
I
Yeah.
agree.
Waiting in the last place it's gonna go seems
We can
hurtful.
send... Let's see, it should only take... Let's see, how long does it take to get from...
Yeah, I'm okay with that as long as we get there in time. I just don't want to
Yeah.
be walking somewhere and then the thing flies over it. It's much shander because the way our luck is going.
Let's see, that is 2 plus...
You would have won except for the fact it flew over you.
Yeah. To get here... To get from here to Bremen was only a 5-hour walk. I believe
Should get
that...
there before the dragon then.
Based on how long it
Mhm.
took the dragon to finish with Kodig, you should have plenty of time to reach Bremen. We could lessen our casualty by grabbing the forces of Bryn Shander and the forces of Targos and gathering everyone
Yes.
at Bremen. That
I
is
agree.
the
Yes.
I
that is
agree.
the battle plan that was given to us, and
Let us
we will
let us march at
have
once then.
we will have all the troops sent out to Bremen. They will go at their own marching speed. You all are welcome to go before or after them, but try to be at Bremen within nightfall. So you have the day to do what you need here in the shops and whatever it is that you need to refresh in, and then head out to Bremen. We'll be getting our troops together and sending them all to stand front at Bremen, taking the civilians and moving them to Targos, where they'll collect with the civilians running from Tourmaline and Lonelywood as well.
That's good.
We do have reports of heavy casualties. Easthaven alone has lost upwards to 200 to 300 people. Roughly a third of its population lost to this attack due to lack of communication. They weren't given warning. The Cares were able to get some of their people out, but they weren't able to get their warriors together. So they've lost roughly 50 people altogether, but they'll be fine.
Let's count the losses when this thing is defeated. Until then, all these words are just a waste of time. We must go.
They will be avenged.
And with each loss, you see the look on Laura's face just get more and more troubled and sad.
Well,
Yeah, Quiver also just gets furious by the thought of this dragon's like still going.
I mean, she
well,
doesn't blame herself. She doesn't like Ralph. She doesn't blame herself,
Hmm.
but she's not happy about this. Finally,
Yeah, well, you gotta understand too. Rolk watched the chains of this thing slipping off, just barely getting there in time to see it fly away and start all this shit. If he's positive, he's somehow positive that if we wouldn't have wasted so much time talking and just killed all those fucking Durgar right up front, that we might have gotten there sooner, could have gotten to the top sooner if there wasn't any, you know,
mhm.
worries about things like gold and loot and stuff. He's like convinced we could have all left faster and maybe stopped this thing before this happened. So he's a little bit pissy, yeah.
Well, enough time has
Yeah.
been wasted. It's time for you all to get what you need from this town and start heading to Bremen. The sun only stays up for so long in this everlasting winter, and we're expecting a blizzard in the evening. Prepare yourselves.
all Laura wants is a good dagger, but she'll offer the items for if anybody wants to take them to the shopping district to sell stuff to get better weapons.
Mm, I don't
I,
think we
I
have time
mean,
for shopping districts. I think we should go. And
Yes,
Rock's gonna go. No
let's
longer
not make the
waiting to
same
argue with
mistake.
anybody
I
ever again.
strongly, before as the speaker begins leaving, she's just gonna say, I strongly suggest you use what you have to prepare yourselves before you head out. This will be quite the fight before leaving.
Stomp, stomp.
I'm very prepared.
All right, speaker. I will listen to you.
As you guys begin to make your way out, where do you want to go? Quiv, you said you wanted to go to the Northlook and
Not
refill your
shopping.
ales.
Yeah, probably just get drunk and like change it
Alright.
to another personality.
Alright, so I think Mel would want to go shopping. So Rock can be mad all he wants, but Mel's gonna go shopping with the stuff.
Yeah, she needs something. If she
I
needs
know
something,
for
she needs something. Rock would just be headed to the Northlook with Quiv and then one shot, and he's gonna start heading to Bremen with her without anybody.
so who's going with? Oh, you're gonna go ahead of everyone, Rock.
He's got problems right now, so he would leave without anybody else. Yeah, if nobody else was with him, he would say, "Well, there's no time left." He's sick of wasting time, so
She's
he's
um
gone.
she's not here right now, but I do think Mel would have tried to convince you to not walk off.
Yeah, maybe.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll persuade. we're gonna let roll 20 decide. So, Rock,
Fair.
roll me a DC. Just roll a flat D20. You can add your let's see, you're being stubborn, so add your
Stubbornness modifier. I got a
well,
13. I don't know.
I don't know what would be good. Maybe your proficiency bonus, I guess. So 16 will be the DC. So
Sure.
roll the persuasion from Mel to tell you not to leave, and that is
Stubbornness really should be a modifier, a skill.
for
Mm-hmm.
oh. With a 17, Mel asks you to not leave at least not leave the town before the party gathers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like the dice have spoken, so Rolk will probably make the decision to wait at the gate, but very angrily. And if anybody is late showing up because of shopping, he's probably gonna be very angry with them.
Fair enough. Alright. So Lara
Not like we're
Don't
picking a
take
dress
your
to go with
time.
my eyes. You know what I mean?
so
Enough people have died because of all of this silliness.
alright. So Quiv, yours is super easy. You're refilling you have one flask, right? Or do you have multiple?
So I think I only have four, but I think I finished one up, and I'm on my second one right now.
Alright, so to refill both of those, we'll just say it's gonna be we'll just go with like 6 silver. And that'll be the
Okay,
refill
cool.
those. And you'll be good to go.
Oh, exactly 6.
6 silver. Um as for Thorian, Lara, and Mel heading to the shopping area, which store do you want to go into to, I guess, to sell your stuff?
Everyone would give me the best price for what
Um,
I've got. You know,
well, I
the
mean, what you
trinkets, the silver chalice, and the.
yeah, you got a silver chalice, a gold mask that's shaped like a visage of a male drow. You got that Pawafwi, which is, it's a magic cloak.
I wouldn't sell that. Just
Really?
the stuff that's
No,
not magical. Yeah,
no one wanted it. I mean, it's your call,
it'd
but
come in handy.
okay. And then you got
If
that
no one
amp.
wants it, I'll use it. But
Well, I mean, you can get a regular cloak of Elvenkind, so you don't have that downside. But you also have 3 items already. So, but anyways, and then you also have the amber
True.
headdress. So,
Yep.
what store do you think you want to go into? I can't tell you.
What are the store names again?
Okay. I don't have your personality chart, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
Yeah. I know.
But
I just sent it to you because it's the only way I found to roll anonymously. Like
okay.
because my D&D Beyond is I think I'm just gonna do that from now on.
Okay, that works. Alright, sorry. Lara, which store? There's a general
Yeah.
goods,
What?
there's an armor shop, there's a weapons shop, there's a wizard shop.
Probably the wizard shop. We'll try there.
You want to go in the wizard shop to sell the stuff? Okay. You go in and you see that. Oh, what does he look like? I think he's a short gnome. You see Willie again. Hold on, let me pull my list. Yeah, he's an older gnome, white beard, small. Um, I've seen that face before. Welcome back to Willie's World of Wonders. What curiosity can I help you explore?
We're actually trying to sell some items to help raise funds for the defense of the 10 towns to help us equip ourselves a little better.
Defense for 10 towns? This place has been safe for years, other than the winter, I guess.
Okay, they haven't told you. Well, she's not gonna. She's just gonna go. It's okay.
Told me what?
Take my word. We're gonna try to make it that way. But we're kind of in a hurry. So she shows him the items and asks him what, including the cloak of Elvenkind if no one else wants it. Would ask how much all that would fetch.
Ooh, you got some interesting items here. Oh, let me take a look here. So, alright, he cares pretty well. He's gonna look at these. Quite a little collection of, for collectors, I guess you could say. Let's see, these two seem to be for some sort of drow fan. This silver chalice with the obsidian eyes and the mask. Let's see. Oh, this cloak. This is a nice puafui, I see. It's a little rarer than the cloak of Elvenkind, but it is essentially the same thing with a little bit of a downside. It's good to have. And then let's see here. This headdress. This is unique. The purple pearls are quite nice. Let's see. Are you also doing the dragon figurine? Or
I'd hang on to that.
Okay. He'll look over all those and ponder for a moment. I need to see. Waffly. What's your rarity? Okay. He'll kind of rub his beard for a moment as he considers his offer. So we're gonna go. I think for the 3 items here, not including the cloak, I'd be willing to buy it for 3,000 gold, of course. If you want to sell that cloak, I'll buy the cloak for 200 as well.
And can I do a check to make sure he's not ripping me off?
Yeah, do an insight check.
Insight.
Oh, I'm sorry, I do insight. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'll just respect this. I forgot I rolled the insight, so you don't know what the number is, so you don't know. You just go off your gut. But anyways, you would know that the items are worth a little bit more, but he's also a vendor that needs to make money as well. So
That's a fair price. All right, well, I turn to the group and I kind of whisper, hey, it seems like he's giving us a pretty fair price. Are y'all okay with this?
I mean, yeah, try try to get stuff sold
Okay.
and yeah.
All right, so we sell it all to him for 3,200.
nice. All right, sold. Sold. Just putting in my notes that these are all sold. Okay. Alright, so he will put the 3,200 gold in like a big old bag, and with a loud clank and clatter, he'll put that on as he gathers the stuff. Oh, I'm sure I'll find a collector or a few that'll love these items. Now that you've gotten money from me, perhaps I can get some of it back. Is there anything I could sell you? Any curiosities I can help you explore?
Have anything that would help against dragon constructs?
You want to fight the dragon? Well, I'm sure there's something here for dragons. Are we looking for the weapons side of things, or are we looking more for a defense side of things?
Either or.
Well, I do have a few things, so you don't have to check out all the other shops and make a big ol' iffy out of everything. Yeah, that's too high.
And that's 690 for everybody if we divide it by 5.
Well, let's see. I do have a. Let's see. What type of weapons y'all use? Short sword, bow, quiv. You don't use
Longsword.
nothing. Mel uses great axe. Rock uses the warhammer, war pick, And Thorian, you use a longsword. Okay. Well, I do have the classic Dragon Slayer longsword that you're welcome to purchase. The Dragon Slayer longsword is a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and whenever you hit a dragon with this weapon, the dragon takes an extra 3d6. So that would mean 1d10 or sorry, 1d8 plus 3d6 plus 7 for Thorian.
Hmm. How how much are you selling that for?
Well, for that, I'd have to say, hmm, I'd say 2,500 would suffice.
2,500. Let me just quickly just make sure I've got my gold set out with everything split in that. 25.
Uh,
I guess for this situation, I'm just going to be like, it's helping. It's going to help towards the dragon. Um, I'm going to offer. Uh,
how much do you have, Thorian?
yeah, well, I would have 770.
You have 770.
Yeah, with everything split out, like because we got 690 each with what was it? The 350 divided by five. What was that? That's
350. Oh yeah, 350 divided by 5.
yeah,
That's
which is
70
70.
gold.
Yeah, and then I had 10 gold left from beforehand, so I'm at 760.
Wait, you had 10 gold?
Uh,
I'm sorry, I'm not sure where you're getting 760. You got
cool.
70 gold, right? How much did you have before
Yeah,
you were given 70 gold?
10.
10.
I
So
had 10
that's 8.
gold. Yeah.
So that's 80 gold, right? Are
Uh,
you are you
yeah.
are you already divvying out the 3200?
Yeah, I
Well, I
divvied it out.
mean,
I would.
690.
So my suggestion for the ease of the party is whenever you sell a whole bunch of stuff and you get a big old thing and then you're gonna purchase, just consider that 3,200 party fund, and then that is what you have to split up amongst you while you're buying. So you have your money, and then whenever you go to buy stuff, since you're not gonna have enough to buy everyone something, super, you guys can discuss what items would be best as a collective and pull from the party
Yeah.
fund. And then after you're done purchasing things, that's whenever
yeah,
you should divvy out the remaining of the money. Instead of divvying out the
That
money
makes
there
sense.
and then acting separately, because right now Rolk's not even here and neither is Quiv, so how are you going to give them their money, right? So
yeah,
Yeah.
you have
Okay.
3,200 in front of you plus your 80 gold. So you're considering
yeah,
the dragon sword for 2,500 gold, which means you need that from the party fund. But
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
before you decide on that, he'll say, "I also have the dragon god armor if you want something that's more defensive for the dragon fights." The question is, what's
Mhm.
your priority? Defense against it or defeating it?
And that, defeating it, I imagine, like me, like I would take priority trying to get this thing, try and get this thing killed off. Between, like, what? I'm just,
So right now, I would say Thorian,
uh,
Quiv, and Lara should be having a discussion on what
yeah,
would you
that's what I'm
like,
thinking.
and
Yeah,
like answering this direct question. Would you prefer a way to hurt it more from one of your players, or a way for one of your players to have a better chance of surviving attacks from it? That is essentially what you're discussing right now.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
I mean, it
So,
really
that's our
doesn't matter.
party. That's
Yeah.
our party fun there.
I don't
Yeah.
even
I
have
mean,
Um,
it
the dragon.
doesn't
being that the swords aren't going to be good for the dragon, like it's going to be the same with the armor. I imagine the sword would be cheaper, and we should like if we want to get me a bit stronger, just go get like a trade it, see if we can swap out a shield for a +1 just to try boost it. AC. I don't know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm going, like what I'm thinking, because I
I
Mm.
can
mean, are
swap.
these things only good for dragons?
Well, the Dragon Slayer sword just does more damage if they're a dragon type. It doesn't have to be a dragon per se. You know, wyverns are dragons.
Uh,
They also take a
yeah,
little bit of extra, but that is what the Dragon Slayer sword does. Is that it's designed specifically to harm the scales of a dragon.
what
I
about the
prefer attack, I
dragon?
guess, but
Yeah, what's the dragon armor? Is it?
I think Mel would definitely vote for the weapon over the defense.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
knowing
go
Mel.
weapon.
I'd agree with the weapon more towards,
And are we all?
honestly.
And then the second part, half of that question is: are y'all cool with Thorian having this? Because this weapon is a longsword,
Oh
and he's
yeah.
the one who uses it.
Yeah, I'm fine
Oh
with
yeah.
it.
All right.
He's the guy.
If that's the case,
He's our logical choice.
my
Yeah,
suggestion would be Thorian keep the 80 gold, and you just take the 2,500 from the party and use
yep,
that to buy the sword. Because remember, you can always sell what you buy and get something else later.
yeah,
It's just like any other
yeah.
shop,
Well,
though. When you sell stuff, you don't get the market value. You get a good value according to what you can
yeah.
make from it. So,
We'll yeah. I'll go. We'll grab the dragon slayer sword, and I'll just imagine Alara's going to put up the gold for it.
But yeah, they come from the party
yep,
funds that I got,
the
so.
Yeah.
2,500. All right. And okay, thank you so much. I would gladly sell this to you. So the Dragon Slayer sword for our sword bearing friend here. And do you plan to keep the one that's currently on your hip?
Ooh, what was it? It was the
You have a
sword,
longsword
the
plus
dragon.
one.
Yeah, the dragon slayer sword. Is that the exact same as like
Yeah,
the
it's
like?
still a plus one, but if you hit a dragon with it, it does more than an extra 3d6 on
Well,
top of it.
yeah. Well, if that's the case, I'll like sort of yeah swap between like the swords. I'd hand over
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
plus one with yeah
Yeah, so
because
they're both a plus
I wasn't
one. The
sure.
Dragon Slayer sword costs more than a plus one sword because it does the extra damage to dragons. The
Yeah,
question really is, do you want to permanent swap it and type of thing? So
because I wasn't sure if it was the exact same stat sort of thing. You
it's
get what
still
I'm saying?
yeah, it's still a plus one.
Yeah,
So
that
so yeah,
it's just yeah. I get extra 2d8 damage to dragon
3d6.
type. 3d6.
Yep. But yeah,
Yeah,
if you trade in that sword you got there, then I'd happily take off an extra 200 gold.
yeah. I'll swap. I'll swap around the two swords, taking off the 200 gold. So what would be
2,300
50
gold
gold?
out of the party fund, so there is 900 gold in the party fund.
Man,
Well,
I'm
we've got the
happy you did
350
your math, Gene.
gold
Well, okay, nine.
we found in the
So
chest.
Yeah.
1250, including the 350 that wasn't divvied up yet. So Thorin, you got 10 gold. Don't you're not rich.
Yeah.
So you guys have 1250 to divvy up, or is there anything else I could get for you?
I've got this bent dagger. Would you have a replacement?
Oh, I'm sure I have some dagger around here. Do you want it to
Nothing
be
fancy.
special? No, no fancy daggers. We could we could find something that's a little more low tier, cost effective.
Back up to the backup, so cost effective is good.
Perhaps like a dagger of venom.
How much would that be?
This little thing it's pretty good. Typically I'd sell it for 2,000, but what do you have to offer?
Bent dagger. Really, all I just want is a replacement of a plain old dagger.
All right, I'll put this away then. Let's see. Here's a dagger, and he'll pull up a dagger. It's a little dusty. Looks like it hasn't been touched in a long time. That's not typically what you have at the shop, but I did have one. So here you go. Um, you give me the bent one. I'll see if our blacksmith can fix that, and we'll say 1 gold.
That'll work. Then she hands him the gold.
Alright, thank you so much. Is there any other curiosity I could help you answer?
What advice could you give us regarding fighting a dragon construct?
Construct, you say? I'm not sure I know of a dragon construct. But typically dragons are a bit wild. Typically, if you hurt them enough, they'll kind of run away from the fights. But if they're a construct, that might change things. I can't say for sure. It is quite the curiosity that you've brought that up, though.
Yeah, Laura just sighs and says, "Yeah."
Is that going to be all for you?
I think so.
Uh,
Unless anybody else wants anything, and she looks at the tube to her side.
Potions.
I mean, how many potions we're missing? We're missing, what, 2 extra if we need.
On my list, I see Thorian has 1 standard, 1 greater. Rock has 1 standard. Quiv, you have
Nope, I
1.
think I used the standard one. I don't
Nope.
think I have any healing potions left.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, on my sheet it says I have none. I'm pretty
Alright.
sure I used it last time.
Quiv has 1 greater. Mel has none, and Lara has I don't know if this is right. The invisibility potion, the 2 watchful rest potions, 2 graders, and 2 standards. Is that
I had 4 potions at the regular healings, but the rest of them is right.
4? I thought you divvied some out. No?
The greater ones, but the regular potions of healing,
Oh.
I've had 4 for a while.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, so Lara, you're selling potions, but everyone else?
Yeah, I've said potions.
Half people
So
have
that's
nothing.
3 in the party that don't have potions at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Laura would probably know that and kind of keep track of it and be like the party mom, and so she would ask how much for regular healing potions. 50?
Yes, I think standard price will do. 50 gold each.
Okay, so 50 times. Try to get. So that's 300 if I get 6 of them, and everybody gets 2. All right? Now she would turn to the rest of the party that's there and say, "Hey, is it okay if I take 300 out of the fund to get everybody 2 potions?"
Yeah. I'm
All right.
fine with.
Alright. So,
So she would take 300 out of the fund and get 6 potions and divide 2 to everybody that doesn't have one.
Alright, so Mel's gonna have. I know you're gonna have to hand them later, but Mel will have 2 standard. Rock, are you gonna throw a fit or are you gonna take your 2 standards?
I'll take healing potions for the
They bought it with that
You know.
blood money.
I'm not gonna
yeah,
tell
well,
them
it's
that.
got to be good. Got to be put to good use somehow. Yeah, I'll take healing potions.
And then you're gonna
It's
give
better.
Thorian. Are you gonna take 1 or are you gonna take 2? Or Quiv.
I'll
Also needs 1 or 2.
yeah, I imagine me and Queep can split the
I'll see.
last 2.
Yeah.
Alright. So Quiv has 1
That-
greater, 1 standard. Thorian
Mhm.
has 2 standard, 1 greater. Rock and Mel both have 2 standards. And Alara, you have a chest for war. So,
I have a ton of them.
but yeah. Well, if that's all your
Yeah, Laura would not
curiosity.
totally not tell him where the money for those potions came from. She would offer it as a peace offering and be like,
Yeah.
"Here, we're gonna need these, man."
It's a future divvy. But well, if that's all the curiosities I can help you answer, then appreciate you stopping by the shop. And now you're leaving with a new item and more money than you spent.
And she would say thank you and be safe and leave.
Alright, and you guys can...
She's not gonna tell them if they're all doomed if they fail. You know what I mean?
Quiv, you could have stumbled to the gate where Rock is at, so when the party leaves the shop and heads down south... Whoops. Heads down south to this gate, you guys can group up. I would say that all together, that took like 20 minutes, including the walk. So, all y'all are together, and now you can divvy up your 950 between the 5 of you. That would be a good time for that. 950 divided by 5. That's 190 for everyone.
That'd be what? How much is that? Sorry.
190, 190.
All right. All right.
All right. Yep. So everyone gets 190 gold. Go ahead and
Mm.
update your sheets. You guys divvy out your potions, and Thorian, you got a new blade. Everyone else, all is the same. So, um,
Good.
so yeah,
I got a dagger.
you guys
Undead
are
dagger.
now all
Ready
together.
to move?
Cool. Alright, so you guys can head out and immediately start heading, not following the road, and heading out the, alright, it's not moving. We're just gonna go ahead over here. And go ahead and start heading over to Bremen.
Yeah, it'd be better if we could prevent Bremen and Targos from being destroyed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I'm all for it. If we got the time, let's push it out.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
agree.
before we leave Bryn Shander, on your way out, Lara, can you roll me a perception?
Boo.
Alright. With 14, I'll say on your way out, as you were passing by the shops, rushing to the front, you did see uh, someone that looked somewhat familiar, but you couldn't really pinpoint how.
I would stop if they look somewhat familiar and take a closer look and say, "Hey, do I know you?"
While the party's rushing to the gate,
Yeah.
you would have seen them like through a window in a building.
I would stop and look in the window. I'm curious enough.
All right. So yeah, you take a good look and you can see, it is an older male elf that just seems really familiar to you.
Okay. The only older male elf that she could think of would be something she doesn't want to see, so she just walks out the gate.
All right, and everyone together, and you guys are making your way over. All right. So it's about a 5-hour trek if you guys just go and bypass Targos. We're not stopping in Targos, right? We're just gonna go through it and go to Bremen.
Oh, we're booking through.
All right. So you guys make your way all the way over to Bremen after 5 hours. Let me see where the dragon would be. So when you woke up, he was going from here to here. Is 8 hours. So he would be there. How long do you have? If that took 5 hours plus that, so he would be 3 hours left here. 4, 5. But how long does he spend there? All right. So you guys get to Bremen, and you see like most of the town has been evacuated, as there's tons of footprints in the snow, and there doesn't really seem to be anyone around. Um, as you reach, why won't you let me grab this? All right, here we go.
Were
As
we
you
even in Bremen before? I don't know if I remember this place.
You guys,
No, we were not in there.
so you guys went to Bremen first city first, because
Oh yeah,
this was before
Okay.
I went and found the map for the overworld that gave me everything that
yeah.
I said should have been included in it. But anyways, but yeah. So you guys when you guys reach the center, you will see that there are a few guards here, but not really a lot. So, to
Before
remind
we get
you,
into it, can we take like a 5-minute real world break?
yeah, if you guys want to take a 5, yeah, that's fine. I'll just remind you,
Sure.
Bremen was a smaller town, had a population of roughly 150, um, and the militia that you see here are just like 25 warriors made up of like tribal warrior folk and a couple like older veteran type fighters.
Where's the rest of the army that was supposed to meet us?
Are you asking someone or are you asking me?
I'm asking the world in general. She would
Uh,
say it out loud, like, "Where is everybody?"
you were the first here, so
Okay.
it takes longer for a large militia to walk here than it does for 5 people. You spent 20 minutes in the shop. I don't think you got that far ahead of people or behind people. But anyways, you can take a 5. Go ahead.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't thinking y'all were gonna want a 5 because we started so late. Gonna have to get you an American clock, Thorian.
Yeah, no. I've just fixed up my alarm clock. Puts me back an hour earlier.
I didn't even, like, honestly, daylight savings didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, that's been weeks ago. No way, it's still messing with them.
Yeah, no, my daylight savings only clicked over a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. It didn't register in my mind that I should be moving my clock. It's because it would put us back an hour. So, like, when I'd normally, yeah, I don't know. It's just odd.
It's a plot by the Time Lords. Get us all tired.
Yeah, well, I fixed up my alarm clock again. Yeah, well, just wait when it comes around. I will be getting up 2 hours later next time around.
For me, it was a
Oh,
good thing because I have to stay up. Like right now, it's like 2 a.m. for me, but it's like nap time right after I'm done.
Nap time when you're done.
2 a.m.
I'm not gonna lie, last session I kind of had dreams of the session that we had. I th- I think it's because I went to sleep like right after that. That's all I thought about
No,
when I was
Yeah.
sleeping.
it's because I'm just that good. I'm a storyteller.
That would be true.
It, I will say it is fun talking about like this type of stuff because I've got like friends that are into D&D, like into D&D, but none of them knows how to DM. And I tell them about our little adventures, and we're just like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys can always, my one shots are
Mhm,
schedulable. Just if you want to play with
mhm,
your friends, I got games for that.
mhm.
There's also still a spot here on this table.
Yeah.
True.
None of them
Yeah.
really have any, yeah, good PCs.
How good isn't it? I've seen people play Roll 20
Oh,
on the Xbox.
yeah, on their
So
phone, true. And yeah,
Xbox, phones, tablets. I've seen all of it.
yeah. I
Yeah, the
guess
one person
it just registers as a PC thing in my mind. I don't know.
a lot better on PC, I think. The one person I
Mm,
knew that would be interested is got lost her job, so she can't afford to do anything right now
That
until she gets this other
is,
work.
that's fair enough.
Fortunate.
Yeah, that was
You
the
could
one
you
we canceled, and so she had to put down her dog that morning, and then she lost her job that afternoon.
Jesus,
That sucks.
what a.
The fuck?
Ooh.
That's insane.
Yeah,
I don't have any positive way to respond to that, so I
and there is no positive way.
don't.
That's
It
just
was
it's
like,
just
oh my god,
This
it's too
is
poor
much.
thing.
one day. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
When we had to put down our cat, we made like a whole day out of it. I can't imagine doing or getting a bad call at the end of it or anything. That'd be
Mm.
crazy.
I mean, I think if you want a sixth player, we can do some advertisings in one shots or something.
I've I've done that a few times. The issue
Or,
is that
mm,
we are
high
already.
level.
we're a ways into the campaign.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get people to join. And once you hit like level 5, that's usually when people are like,
Hmm.
you're already like halfway through. When we're
I
really
think it's
not.
more of like a
But
session count thing. Like we're in like
Mm.
30 sessions deep, so people are like, "Oh, that's deep. I don't know if I could just jump into
Yeah,
something like that, right?" Like,
yeah,
that's like
it does.
when I look
Yeah,
at
you don't
stuff
want to see the
like
tail
that.
end of a campaign.
It
Yeah.
does.
yeah,
It does seem deep, even though this game is like a very long-winded intro. But we are past the intro. Hell,
Is
this
Yeah.
this
is.
like one of the longest campaigns in
You guys
D&D?
are technically
I
in.
don't know.
No, absolutely not. But this is
Yeah,
Mm.
level wise, definitely not.
but
I feel like this is
even lengthwise, it's still Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and that's just what
Mm.
Oh
it is.
yeah, Jesus.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage is it's like 23 floors, and every floor is gonna take a minimum of my 3 hour sessions. It's gonna take a minimum of sessions per floor, and that's if you
Jeez.
Sure, if you have a party that's like doing the things, man. I have a
yeah,
party
if
in
you
the
have a party
Dungeon
that
of the
does.
Mad Mage
Yep, they have to be
right
doing
now
the
in a game that
things.
I'm running, and
They have
they
to
do not do the things.
yeah, they have to do the things. They have to not explore every room.
Yeah,
explored every room in that game. It's now a 7 session per floor, guaranteed.
Mm.
Guaranteed.
One
Oh, at
camp,
least
So
one
if it's
campaign
like
I really want to
steady
finish is
exploration, I mean, all the RP too. Like they have so much going on too with
mhm.
all their RP in this game. They
Yep.
just don't do the
It's
thing.
it's honestly
well,
better. Like I imagine that the party I had running that, I imagine by the time they're on floor 6, they're gonna be like, I don't care what's that way. I don't
Yeah.
care.
you see, one campaign I really want to do is Curse of Strahd, because as far as I've made is past Death
Oh
House,
yeah.
and that's where
Um,
they would.
Really good things about it.
I'm
Straw's
Yeah,
about
fun.
I'm
Straw's
about to
fun.
finish up my Curse of Strahd campaign, and I do plan to run it again. So
yeah.
Wait, how
Straw's
about
a
that
blast, man.
one the what's that one book you showed us like earlier in the session?
Ruins of Symbaroum.
Yeah, is that available or is that
I only have the physical version of that.
Hmm.
I'd have to like find every digital aspect and build it. So not right now.
I mean, it did seem pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of intrigued. Like I'm
um,
just saying, if you ever open up a session like that, just let me know.
but hey, if you live in my city and you find 5 other people and a place to play at, I got you. but anyways, I think we're all back now, so we're just talking. We can do that
Yeah.
after. We got 20 minutes.
Yeah, man, just
So
hanging out, talking, no big deal.
yeah, it's but eating up your time. So let's yeah, back to it. You guys are in Bremen. There's way too many people in this music. This is incorrect. It's more like this. Um, you guys only see the small militia here. You see tons of footsteps that have headed toward Targos as you guys are coming up. Um, and yeah, the town looks pretty empty, mostly abandoned. And you guys are welcome to talk to your little militia group that you see there.
Yeah, yeah, I think Brawl could go up to them and start talking to them immediately and be like, "Good, good, we have some forces here. We are here to join you."
You'll pretty much walk up to a dwarf about 4 foot, 4'2", and he'll turn big old bushy brown beard underneath a helmet. He'll have like somewhat decent gear like chainmail and such, and he'll turn and say, "Ah, we got some new blood coming in. They did say that there were some people coming from the big cities on their way to fight the dragon here. I guess Bremen's gonna be the sacrificial town. Our militia here decided we're gonna stand front as well."
Good, good, good. Yes, we're here to make a stand with you against this creature.
See, it is starting to get dark, and the dragon's gonna take. Ooh. All right. So wind is gonna start picking up at this point, as it starts to get really dark. Oh, they said it was gonna be another night for a blizzard. Not exactly the best conditions for dragon fights, eh?
I agree. Hopefully the dragon is blinded enough by these conditions. Not the best conditions for a dragon to fight in, eh?
Well, the speaker said it was a construct, so I'm not sure it requires on anything.
I guess
What is
it's
the
a good
estimated
night to
time of
find out.
arrival? What is the estimated time of arrival of the dragon?
Oh, just not too long ago, we got word that it was approaching Tourmaline, but so probably about 7 to 10 hours, depends on how long it takes to destroy some big old cities, eh?
We have time to bunk down for the night before it gets here.
Hopefully
Get
the
another sweater.
blizzard will pass before the dragon arrives, but I doubt that sun will rise when it gets here.
Is there any fortifications or anything that you all are working on we can help with?
Well, we're only ready for small fights, but since word is that Bryn Shanders and Targos are sending their fleets over here, we're planning to join up with them and see what the plan will be.
Good, good. Yeah, we're with you. As soon as the rest of the fleets arrive with some soldiers, we'll make a battle plan.
I hope to introduce the idea of taking this fight somewhat north. Perhaps we can prevent some more destruction from happening. Fight it in the
If we have a
tundra.
way to
Sorry.
lure the construct, or if we can bring it down to the ground level north of here, then yes. But I think it's programmed to be coming to where it is.
Yeah, they said there was some sort of map. I don't know. You have a map?
Yep, and Laura would show him.
Ah, well that's perfect. Let's see. So after Tourmaline, it'll go to Lonelywood, and then it's gonna curve around. It's coming straight from the north of Bremen. I think we should head out and fight it in the tundra snow below. Keep it from actually reaching Bremen.
A good idea. We should definitely set up positions to the north so we can bring it down quicker before it destroys this town as it's destroyed others.
Do you know how to set that up?
Me?
We're only
Is this
prepared
the
to
No.
handle. We're only prepared to handle some thieves, maybe a murderer. We're not here to fight off big old ogres and orcs and giants, let alone a damn dragon. That thing's gonna be a problem. It's gonna decimate this place.
Is this
Think-
here a castle where it was fortified where I'm clicking?
Let me look at.
Yeah, but we don't want to fight it in town, do we? We want to get north of town so the structure's not in peril, right?
I mean, how do we
Yeah, but
know the
wasn't this the
dragon's gonna
castle of that
stop?
jerk?
We want to bring it out into the open.
I'd agree, but wasn't this the castle that of the bad the kind of jerk guy?
No, that's over at
No. Oh.
Karakomnik is the one you're thinking of. Here,
Okay, fair
I'll
enough.
show
All right,
you.
yeah, fair enough.
Remember you were thinking of. Nope, that's.
Yeah.
No, not Karakomnik. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Kara Danival, that's the one.
Yeah, Caer
Yeah.
Dineval
This
was the
thing.
one with the castle where we.
Yeah, care. Okay, that's what I was saying. All right, yeah.
Um,
I was
yeah.
like all trying to like sacrifice the jerk's house, but okay.
Ain't no
Yeah,
dragon.
no,
Dragons
no, no,
too.
no, no. We're
This is
going north.
This is the place that you guys got the mission of the lake monster, which turned out to be a that like dinosaur thing.
Yeah, Rauk has bad memories of that mission.
Yeah.
No, I think that we would have the means to bring this thing down if we can position ourselves north of the city before it gets here. So yeah,
Especially
we'll get the
archers or
dwarves.
something that we could attack
Yeah.
it from the ground.
Well, yeah, of course. As soon as the rest of the soldiers come, but you're an archer. I have
Yeah.
120-foot range. We can, two of us, I think, bring this thing down as quickly as anything. So
At least annoy
we'll
it so it.
As
yeah,
you,
yeah, we'll get into position and tell the dwarves, like, as soon as the rest of the soldiers get here, send them north. We'll give them like a position just a little ways north of town, like just outside of town, so the thing will be coming down. But hopefully, we can get it before it does damage.
If we can get on a hill or some high ground, that'll be to our benefit.
Yeah. If there's any kind of high ground north of town.
I wouldn't suggest heading out into the tundra when the blizzard's coming in. It'll be here in no time, and that dragon's got some hours.
That's fair. We'll try
Let's
to
go
wait
to the
out the
tavern.
blizzard.
Well, yeah, let's head to the tavern. They left the ale, so we can just drink up while we wait.
Ah, good.
Must.
We'll need a little bit of courage for this.
What do you need
Yeah,
courage
this is
for?
courage.
Look at you two. He'll like tap Thorian and Rock on their like armor plate. You're all fit up for war. You got this guy over here looking to fly away, and look at that bow. That's something. I don't think we got a bow in our group. He'll look around, nothing but like maces, short swords. There's like one guy with a great axe. And we're we're not exactly
you're
equipped
not-
for these types of things.
No, you're not. But we can help you. I think that it's noble that you want to go to war to defend your home. So I would say you stay with me during the fight.
Well, we'll see.
Or would they- You would be surprised what you could do with the militia. During the Luskan invasion, the regular army failed to stop it, and we in the militia, the reserves, helped defend our home. So,
Yeah,
possible.
never underestimate the power of hope, my friends. I think we've got this.
As you guys walk into the tavern, you'll actually start to hear the sound of rhythmic steps and just ho, 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 as a whole group of people are beginning to enter the town. The backup has arrived.
Yeah.
Let's see, how many people is that going to be? So,
5,000. No, I'm just kidding.
5,000 people. Let's see, Targos.
Can't even imagine what the rolls would be on 5,000 people.
No, that'd be so much.
Yeah, like 3 hours
Oh,
per turn.
no, you guys,
Three sessions per turn.
no, you don't do. That's not how you do. That's not how you do. That's not how you do. Crowd combat. Um,
I know, but it's much more fun to think of it that way.
Hold on, guys. I gotta do 4,000 turns. Just playing on my own game right now. All right. Doesn't tell me. That's
Just playing all week, and then we come back, and then it's all our turn.
all right. Round one's over. Your turn. All right. Targos. Their militia is 200 soldiers, and Bryn Shander is 250 soldiers. All right, so yeah, you guys see a army of roughly 450 people making their way in, mixed races, humans, dwarves, elves. There's even a couple gnomes, dragonborns, and kobolds in the mix. As they all start marching in. The wind's picking up with a bit of a howl, and you'll hear one voice call out, "Take shelter while we wait for the dragon to arrive." You'll hear a bunch of doors start opening and closing around the town, and a few more people will walk in looking well suited. They got a little insignia here, a cape that's just clattered onto one side and drapes down the back. And they'll look in at the group. "Is this the sorry worth that this town had to offer? This measly group here?"
Nice to meet you too.
"Why didn't you evacuate? You look like a civilian."
We're here to fight, and we should probably talk strategy.
Yeah, we're no civilians, friend, and I'll clasp him on the shoulder. I'll be like, "We are warriors." And
Well,
like Rolf
everyone
seeing a
can.
bunch of soldiers is probably getting pumped up. Like he's probably like chanting some weird, like northern thing, like just like like just chanting all this weird stuff, like getting revved up for battle.
Well, I gotta say, I've not really sure how I've recognized you all, but now's the time, if any, to prove yourself as a warrior. If you wish to fight, we'll take the hands. As for strategy, what is it you have to offer?
I was thinking we were thinking you could go north on maybe a hill, and I was thinking maybe 3 lines of defense with the army behind us. Fire a shot, fall back, fire a shot, fall back, and then have one final line.
And what is to stop Bremen from falling if the dragon ignores the group?
I'm sure it'll take a little time to destroy the town, in which case we come back and
Come
try to
back.
engage there.
Handle the rubbish. The strategy must be put together with ideas that will keep Bremen from falling. The whole point of us gathering here was to keep any more destruction from happening. If we can save 3 towns, we can give homes to those that have remained. We'll keep a fortified force in Bremen. About 100 guards standing at the forefront for when the dragon arrives.
Last line.
Last line.
Good. That's a good idea, but I think that if we do it right, the dragon should not arrive in Bremen. We should be able to take it out north of town and hopefully save us some destruction in town.
If this blizzard lets up, we can actually take this north of town. If the blizzard does not let up, we may be finding ourselves fighting within the walls and streets of Bremen. But let's plan
There.
as if the blizzard will let up. We'll let our last line of defense be back here, 150 men, leaving me 300 to work with, plus you lots. You lots seem pretty eager. How about you take the front fights, and I'll join you with 50 of the men. We'll have you in the front. We'll back you up with archery, and we have our melee forces if the dragon were to come close. The other 200 will act as waves to slow down the dragon. Give it more to fight with.
Yes, the vanguard puts me at the front. Let's go.
If the
Rock's
dragon
probably like
is to get
hijacked
past,
some war drum off of a soldier nearby. He'll just have hijacked a war drum and just be like walking around beating it, chanting things. It's like boom,
as
boom, boom.
as
boom.
he's talking, all the other like 10 soldiers that came in here with him are gonna kind of like crescent moon formation around him as he's talking. But we should
Never did
plan.
introduce ourselves.
Names
Laura
are
Miss Hunter.
something for the living. We'll see if you survive.
Okay.
Good.
I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to stop a dragon. You want the forefront, you get the forefront.
If we survive, my friend, you will have done both. And Rock will just keep
Right.
beating his drum now.
Or just leans over to Melano and like, does he always do this?
Mel can't answer right now, but maybe.
I know.
But
This is what they do in their tent. Boom, boom.
we'll be planning for that dragon to get past you. I can't imagine something on a mission, something pretent to it. Sorry, pretensed to it is gonna cause it to stop because someone shoots an arrow at it. It hasn't stopped for anything else, and it's already been fought before in other towns. It seems to be very directive based. It will simply kill that which tries to get in its way, but it will not stop for that fight. We will be keeping our second and third guards close to the back line, as we will be expecting the dragon to almost completely ignore us.
That sounds pretty logical, actually. I don't think we'll manage to get it out of town. I would like to get it out of town, but
Yeah,
if
because
we
it's like, isn't it a construct? So it's moving
yeah, it's
on
just gonna go.
direct path. We need to at least interrupt
we
it.
have
The dwarves.
we have
If it was living,
resources
we
and
might annoy it,
means
but
beyond what most of these soldiers have, my friends. I think that we stand a better chance of stopping it.
The dwarf's gonna take a step
Like
forward.
Dorian, we are blessed by the gods themselves. We can stop this.
Yes.
Actually,
uh,
Mel and Laura is. But
Yeah, of course,
but
but you know, Rock kind of
we,
he's
we,
kind
we
of been
were
crazy.
no,
resurrected.
He's kind of been crazy since he died. Like he's on this whole kick. He thinks that he's chosen by the gods to do
Oh yeah,
crazy
no, for
things,
sure.
and now that there's like a big war coming, he's just jazzed. This like this is what we were chosen for. Rah, you know, like
Yeah, you've been doing that. That's pretty good. But
that's the way he is, man.
the dwarf's gonna step forward. We can't just let Bremen take any damage. We've lost already multiple towns, and we're gonna lose a couple more before it gets here. If we can stop the fight before it reaches the town, we must do that. So eager to just make sure that you are in charge. I was put in charge of our 3-town militia, and I will tell you that you are welcome to take the front line and take it to the tundra. I will be planning for the dragon to act as it has acted in the other towns. That said, when the blizzard falls, typically at about 3 or 4 in the morning, if the dragon has not arrived, you all, along with 50 men, will be heading out. 50 men will back you up from an archery standpoint. We'll have the lines at the ready, and will be guarding Bremen for when the fight reaches its ultimate destination. We will do what we can to keep the buildings intact. But know that if Bremen falls, Targos and Bryn Shander have enough room for everyone here. And repairs
Yes, of course.
will already begin as soon as the dragon is no more.
The dragon will fall here.
We have a little time. If you can, rest up. Otherwise, begin
Why?
preparing for battle.
Yeah, and Rourke will start singing probably some song from his tribe about preparing for battle and putting on your goat skins and, getting the drums and stuff. It'll be this ridiculous Viking song.
Fair enough. Thorian, what are you doing?
I imagine sort of been just standing
No,
around
it's
just
really
talking.
bad.
I mean, I kind of figured. But with
Yeah.
a
No, it's really
with
bad. It's
with
out
a
of
9,
tune, but it's like kind of haunting nonetheless, right? Like he's beating on the drum and singing like this ancient song of his people, and he's not a singer, so it's just bad because he sucks
his voice is
at it.
cracking as he's trying his best.
Yeah, no variation in his voice, just like monotone singing.
Monotone and can't hold the note. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thorian, what are you doing? Thorian, what are you doing
Yeah.
to prepare?
Well, I guess just looking over, just once like get back, just go and look over my armor, make sure it's like ready for battle. Just
And attuned to your
preparing.
new sword.
Yeah, and turn to a new sword and that stuff. Yeah,
Remember, all your stored stats are the same, but if you hit a dragon, an extra 3d6.
yeah.
So
I've read that in my little notes.
next to the Dragon Slayer sword in the inventory, I'm just putting 3d6 next to it, so we know that if you hit a dragon, you get an extra 3d6. So,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Quiv, what are you doing to prepare? The blizzard is kicked up officially outside, so it's hard to see out windows and stuff. All you can hear is the
Mm.
sound of wind rushing by as the snow just completely whites out outside. What's not whited out is pitch black from the darkness.
So I guess Quib would just take a few drinks, and after a while, he would transform into one of his other personalities and just
Well,
suddenly starts to meditate.
meditate. All right. Lara, what are you doing?
I would ask around if there's an artificer anywhere in the ranks.
There are not any artificers in the rings.
All right, then I
It
would
is a militia of
sit
basically
down and.
fighters. So,
Yeah, fair enough. I would sit down and try to my head on straight and check all my equipment and just prepare for the battle ahead.
yeah, all the fighters and stuff, they're all wearing either like leather armor or chainmail. Some of them have helmets, some of them don't. Some of them have archery setups. Some of them have swords, but they are fairly uniform, other than the one guy that's got the red cloak that's clasped on one shoulder and draped in the back, um, along with like his nice helmets, his chainmail, and his insignia.
Or would ask one of the soldiers, "What's that guy's name?" Referring to the leader.
Um,
Depends. Is he from Bryn Shander? Because if he is, wouldn't I know?
uh, that's no, he's not. Well,
Uh,
they put our captain from Targos in charge of this fight, and that's Captain. I didn't give him a name to be honest, so give me a second.
Captain Douchebag.
Ooh, that's a good name.
All right, I like that. That's Captain Nushian from Targos. He was put in charge of everything.
Opinionated fellow, isn't he? Does he have a good track record?
Well, they put him in charge because he's the strategist of the battles, and he's the one that's prevented multiple attacks on Targos and Bryn Shander alike. So I'd say so. The militia should be formed with a few volunteers, likely held up in some other house due to the blizzard, but he's a trustworthy fella as far as I've gone. Hasn't steered me wrong, and I've fought in a few battles with him.
Good to know. And she'd just go back to what she was doing.
He's just polishing his sword. Oh. Anyone else want to do anything else?
Just all preparing.
Okay. Alright, so we have reached time, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and then next week when we come back, dragon fight. So,
Mm.
alright, let me go ahead and stop it.